You know that feeling? You've spent hours, maybe even days, perfectly crafting your items. You finally set up your online shop, you hit publish, and then, well, nothing. Literally just the sound of crickets. You check your dashboard, and you are getting 0 views. Honestly, it's one of the absolute most frustrating feelings in the world for a new seller. You kind of find yourself just staring at the screen wondering, why is my shop completely invisible? Well, the truth is, creating a great product is only half the battle. The other half is understanding exactly how the platform's policies dictate who actually sees your items and who doesn't. And that is exactly what we are going to unlock today.
So welcome. I'm super excited to guide you through this explainer. We're going to take the official Etsy advertising and marketing policy and completely demystify the whole shebang. No confusing jargon, no overwhelming technical terms here. We're just going to translate these rules directly into a structured guide so you can confidently use these tools to grow your business. We're looking at everything from paid ads to discount codes, and we'll use real-world examples to make it all crystal clear.
Okay, let's dive into this. Our roadmap for today's explainer is simple. First up, mastering Etsy ads. Second, the offsite ads rule. Third, sales, coupons, and offers. And finally, number 4, the reality of advertising.
Let's start with Section 1, Mastering Etsy Ads, which is all about driving internal traffic. Before you can sell anything, you obviously need traffic, right? You need to grab the attention of buyers who are already browsing directly within the platform. Let's make this real. Imagine you make these beautiful handmade silver rings. A buyer goes to the search bar, types in silver ring, and hits enter. Normally, because the competition is so fierce, your specific listing might be buried all the way back on page 3 of the search results. And let's be honest, most buyers never even click that far. But if you use Etsy ads, you can pay to promote that product. Suddenly, your listing jumps from total obscurity on page 3 right to the very top of page 1. You're basically paying to skip the line.
Now, I know a lot of sellers totally freeze up right here. They're terrified of accidentally spending thousands of dollars just because a bunch of people scrolled past their item. But you don't need to worry because the platform uses a cost-per-click model, or CPC. This is absolutely vital to understand. You do not pay a single cent just because your ad is shown on a screen. You're only charged when someone stops scrolling, actually looks at your item, and physically clicks on your advertisement.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the actual math. Let's break it down to show how affordable this can be. $12. Imagine your ad appears on screens 2,000 times. That's 2,000 views. But out of all those views, let's say you only get 30 actual clicks. If your cost per click is, say, 40 cents, you just multiply those 30 clicks by 40 cents. Your total advertising cost, just $12. You got the benefit of 2,000 people seeing your brand, but you literally only paid $12 for the actual engagement.
And to give you even more peace of mind, the system has this built-in safety net called the daily budget. You are completely in the driver's seat here. You decide the absolute maximum amount you are willing to spend each day. Say you set a strict $15 cap. The very second your ad clicks add up to $15, the platform automatically stops showing your ads for the rest of that day. You will never ever wake up to an unexpected bill because you physically cannot be charged more than the maximum amount you chose.
So you might be wondering, wait, do I have to manually calculate that 40-cent bid every time? The answer is no, which is fantastic if you don't want to be a technical marketing wizard. The system uses auto-bidding dynamics. You don't actually choose the bid at all. The platform adjusts it automatically to get you the absolute best results while strictly staying under that daily budget we just talked about. So for example, the system might automatically bid 30 cents for a basic low competition search, but bump it up to 80 cents for a highly competitive one, all completely behind the scenes.
Moving on to Section 2, the offsite ads rule and how we bring in outside traffic.
We just covered internal traffic, but pulling in outside traffic from search engines and social networks is a whole different ballgame. With offsite ads, the platform actually pays the advertising cost up front to put your products on places like Google. But here is the catch, so pay attention to this timeline. Let's say you sell handmade wooden clocks. On day 1, a buyer searches Google for a handmade wooden clock, sees your ad, and clicks it. But they don't buy it right then. Fast forward to day 20. The buyer remembers your awesome shop, comes directly back to it, and finally buys the clock. Because that purchase happened within a strict 30-day window from the original ad click, the platform is going to charge you an offsite ads fee for that sale. Now, if they had bought it on day 31, no fee.
So, who actually has to play by these rules? Well, every new seller is automatically enrolled. However, if you're a smaller shop like Seller A here, making about $4,000 in annual sales, you have the complete freedom to opt out. But, and this is a big but, The moment your shop crosses the magic threshold of $10,000 in sales during any consecutive 365-day period, the rules completely change. Take a look at seller B, making $15,000. For them, participation in Offsite ads becomes mandatory for the lifetime of their shop. They literally can never opt out.
All right, Section 3, Sales, Coupons, and Offers. This is all about closing the deal.
Getting someone to visit your shop is a great first step, but how do we incentivize them to actually click that buy button? The platform gives you two primary tools for discounts, and it's super important to understand the difference between them. First, we have sales. These are totally public. Everyone who visits your shop sees them. If you run a sale for 20% off a $50 item, every single buyer sees that price drop to $40. Then on the other hand, we have coupons. These are private, hidden discount codes that you generate. The buyer is only going to get that discount if they physically know and type in your specific code, like welcome10 during checkout.
But hey, you don't always have to hand out those codes manually. You can set up targeted offers, which is basically having your own automated marketing assistant. You can tell the system to trigger an automatic coupon email based on specific things a buyer does. For instance, if someone favorites your product. Or, and this one is incredibly effective, if a buyer adds your handmade mug to their cart, gets distracted by their cat, and wanders off without paying. The very next day, the system automatically sends them an email saying, "Hey, complete your purchase and get 10% off." It's just a fantastic way to recapture buyers who are on the fence. You can even set triggers for past customers to encourage them to come back for more.
So, the crucial point is coming up next in Section 4, the reality of advertising. Let's do a crucial check.
It is so ridiculously easy to get caught up in budgets and clicks and automated emails, but we need to do a serious reality check on what these marketing tools can and absolutely cannot do for your business. 5. That number right there represents the harsh mathematical reality of conversion. The platform policy is very clear. They do not guarantee sales. You could spend $100 on ads. You could get an impressive 300 people to click on your listings, but out of those 300 people, it's entirely possible that only 5 customers actually pull out their credit card and buy something.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the whole thing comes together. This is your ultimate cheat sheet. The entire ecosystem acts like a giant funnel, right? You have your Etsy ads pushing you to the top of internal searches using that CPC model. You have off-site ads pulling people in from places like Google, and then you have your sales and coupons working hard to actually close the deal once the buyer arrives. Understanding how all these moving parts fit together is your master key to navigating this entire marketing policy.
But listen, if you take away absolutely nothing else from this explainer today, please take this to heart. Ads buy visibility, not sales. Paying for an ad is literally just like turning on a massive spotlight. If that spotlight is shining on a product with terrible photos, confusing pricing, or really bad reviews, people are definitely going to see it, but they're just going to walk right past it. Your success still completely depends on the rock-solid foundation of your business: high product quality, competitive pricing, excellent reviews, and actual market demand.
Which leaves us with this final, vital question to ask yourself before you spend a single dime on marketing. Are your products truly ready for the spotlight, or are you just paying to amplify a listing that still needs foundational work? I know it's a tough question, but answering it honestly is the true secret to turning those zero-view days into actual consistent sales. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I hope this breakdown gives you the exact clarity you need to confidently grow your shop.